Nyla stepped forward with her hands on her hips and a sour expression on her face. "Mr. Gentry, you sure seem to have a lot of information regarding Pontiff White's care. That information should not be so freely shared." I could feel the rising tension in the hallway as both of them glared at each other. It was thick enough to cut with a knife just before both of them erupted in laughter. To say I was caught off guard was putting it mildly. Yet another thing that made home feel a bit more foreign to me. "What's going on here?" I asked. I was confused and couldn't help but gawk at their exchange. Both laughed at me as the second guard looked on, just as confused as I was. Kara as well. "I'm sorry, Cirrus. Gentry and I have a bit of a relationship, so to speak," Nyla said. This was a rather interesting turn of events, I thought to myself. It was, after all, Gentry who helped me get this job working for Pontiff White. Nyla had a beaming smile that showed her perfect white teeth behind those red lips. My mind was about blown as several thoughts ran through my head. First, this man who killed my father was also responsible for the death of Pontiff White's wife and unborn child. Second, he now stood here as a guard for the same man whose life he had ruined. And third, he was in a relationship with, and got the job for, Pontiff White's secretary. I just couldn't fathom how all of these pieces fit together. "Does he know this?" It was the only words I could come up with. I almost felt as if this was all some ruse, or maybe I was in some alternate dimension. My question was met with more laughter. "Of course he knows," Nyla said. "I guess a lot has changed since you left, huh?" I was taken aback. "Yeah, I would have to say so," I said. Gentry patted me on the shoulder, and it startled me a bit, given our history. I felt tense, but I didn't react. "Come on in and see him. He's been looking forward to your return," Gentry said as he opened the door and let us in. When I stepped into the dark room, all I could see was the outline of a hospital bed with lights blinking away on all of the different monitors. There was a small hum on the other side of the room, and I could barely make out the form of Pontiff White, as he was covered from the neck down with a dull gray blanket. I walked quietly up to the bed and looked down on his pale face, which was dimly lit by the green glow of a machine. He looked serene, as if he was sleeping, and I didn't want to wake him. I turned to look at Gentry and felt a hand grab my wrist. It startled the piss out of me so much that I almost struck at the person who had done it. When I looked down, I saw the smiling face of an old man. One I recognized as a friend, despite our troubled past. He winked at me and spoke in a hoarse voice. "Welcome home, sirs. I've been waiting for you."